morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is the Nail Lady. In this video, we're going to be going over step by step how to apply full coverage nail tips to your nails, and how to also encapsulate dried flowers and apply them inside of your full coverage nail tip to look something like this. Okay, so first things first, you have to prep your nails. So what I'm going to do is push back my nails, the cuticle as I say, and we're going to do this in real time so you get a real good feeling for what I'm doing on here. Feel free to fast forward if you need to kind of get to the point already. That's fine. So we're just pushing it back, and then I'm going to use an electric file, e-file, and just file off any of the cuticle. So please excuse the sound. And I'm using a Makartt e-file. Going this way, just around the cuticle area, gently. And I'm left-handed, so yes, I'm using the file in reverse. And depending on how your file is, it'll say hand or foot. I'm using hand clearly. I'm just going over the entire nail, but mostly giving my attention to the cuticle area. And now I'm going to put it in forward position so it can go the alternate direction to pull up even more cuticle that may be there. Okay, always be sure to take this out because it can fall or anything and destroy your nail bits, so be sure to get that out. Secondly, you're just going to buff your nail plate if you haven't used the e-file for that. Just being sure to get rid of any of the shiny surface so that it can stick to your nail properly. We're going to be using hard gel today, not just glue or anything. We're using hard gel in order for it to stick. So I'm going to be using 91% rubbing alcohol just to clear off my nail plate. To get that well and dehydrated. So next thing you want to do is get your full coverage nail tip. You're going to have to file the inside or etch the inside of your nail tip because it will not stick to your nail and it will not last if you don't have something for that hard gel to stick onto. I've already etched the inside of mine, but you can go ahead and use the nail drill and just take your bit kind of like this and just file around here down the thing, and you only want to do it to where it covers your nail. Don't etch any further than that because this is a clear nail tip and you gotta have it clear. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that nail tip fully inserts properly into your nail. And if not, you'll take simply your emery board or nail file and just shape it properly to your nail structure. Be sure to always use your finger to pull up in there, because sometimes there will be a little bit of plastic in there, and you just buff it off. I've already prepped this nail, so it's fine. So make sure that fits in there. Then we're going to take, I'm using this today, Jealous pH Bond. That's really just a nail dehydrator. And I'm also going to be using Young Nails Protein Bond, Young Nails Base for hard gel, and Young Nails Build Gel as well. So what I'm going to do is dehydrate this nail, and this one as well. But we'll get to this one in a moment, because this takes a little bit more work. And use our Protein Bond. Also known as primer. Lightly apply that to the nail plate. For me, I have to put 2 coats. So you kind of let that dry. Usually you would go about all 5 of your nails. Some people like to do the thumbs last. It just depends on who you are. And then you go on with the second coat. And I usually just do the tips here and then the cuticle area, so it's just a stronger adhesion. So what you're going to do, take your nail tip. I'm sorry, not the nail tip yet. Going to take your, and I'm using Young Nails gel brush. Take a little bit of that gel, hard gel, base. Just apply it to your nail. Just brush it over. Making sure not to get on the skin and not to get anywhere in your cuticle well. And you're just going to cure that for 30 seconds. Always be sure to cover your hard gel. Do not leave it exposed to the light. So I'm going to put that to the side. And remember, we're doing this in real time, so you can always fast forward if you need to. Okay, we're still nuking it, as Susie from Nail Career Education likes to say. I like that. So like hearing folks call it bake, I just call it curing, because that's just how I am. Okay. Next we're going to go in with the build gel. I will say one thing. The hard gel from Young Nails, I mean, it's exquisite. I've never had any nails break off, pop off, or anything using Young Nails. It literally wouldn't come off unless I'm removing it myself. And also one thing to note is that hard gels, you have to file it off. You cannot soak it off with acetone. It just doesn't work. Okay, so what you're going to do is lightly apply your build, pushing it around until it fills this area that you've etched. Now I usually will wipe my brush here and just push it downward this way, because it'll be thinner at the cuticle area. Just making sure there's just enough gel to cover your nails. Okay, and I'm wiping around the outside here so there's no excess gel to leak out over the nail. So here's the interesting part. If you're doing your own nails, you're going to line this up. You're going to look, make sure there's no bubbles, and then you're going to have to get under that light and be sure to hold it steady while you're curing it. Hold it in place and make sure there's no bubbles in your nails, especially if you're doing clear nails. That's honestly just gonna suck. So you'll bake this for about, I mean, you can flash cure it for about 10 seconds just to hold it in place, maybe 20, depending on your light and how strong it is. And this is a UV gel polish, so you cure it in the UV light. Fully done for, I usually do it about a minute for all my nails once I'm finished with everything, just to fully cure it. And one mistake I made, but it is outside of the light, I did forget to put the top back on my hard gel, so that never helps. Okay, so here we are. It's on. It's hard to see, but it's on. And then next, here is the interesting and fun part. Okay, so we're making sure that this is fully covering your nails without, overbearing it. It's properly sized. So now, I'm going to take my dried flowers and my build gel and get a decent amount on your brush, because you need something for these flowers to stick to. Okay, so you're gonna go, I go from the tip and work my way down. Remember, you're just gliding this because you do not want a lot of bubbles taking over your beautiful aesthetic for the dried flowers. Sometimes I just brush this down. That actually can create some bubbles, but since I'm pressing down the flowers, it won't mess it up too bad. Continue on doing that, making sure to get the sides as well, because you'll need your flowers to stick to the side. All the way down. I like to use, maybe come in about 3 times instead of getting too much hard gel and it running everywhere. So you'll see me dip in my pot every once in a while. Once again, I'm going to just wipe the end of that and just meet it where it stopped. Okay, like the edge there. However, we're not going to put this on our nails. The next step we're going to take is, I'm putting the top back on, excuse me. I'm going to take my handy dandy, I got this from Walmart, I really don't know what it's called, but it's for jewelry design. It's got a nice little scoop there, and the tweezers. So we're going to go with these colors here in this order: pink, green, yellow, blue, and purple. The story behind that is I am a triplet, and my favorite colors are pink and green, and my other sister's colors are the yellow, blue, and purple. So I'm going to turn this around and put the flower here. Lightly tap that in there, being sure not to break the flower. I'm going to use my silicone wand to push it down. And of course, be sure to put these in face down. Easy applying it. Submerging it into this hard gel. I may have put just a bit too much hard gel, we'll see. And then the yellow. I think this yellow flower is gorgeous, super gorgeous. I think they're all gorgeous, of course. But I'm gonna, since it's on my right hand, I'm gonna slightly put it toward this direction. And what I'm doing also is I'm kind of tilting the nail downward this direction so the gel isn't falling backwards into the cuticle area. Okay, so we get this gorgeous blue. Super gorgeous. Turquoise used to be my favorite color back in the day. And I will say I'm new to this camera working thing too, so if I'm not in the camera at any time, please forgive me. I'm focusing on the nails, and I should give that a little bit more energy there. Now the dried flowers, I honestly have no idea where I got them from the top of my head. I will put the link down in the description box. And I'm going to use this little yellow petal. I am not wasteful. I use everything I can. I'm going to just put it up here maybe, because it's cute. And I also have these dry things. I've been calling them colorful twigs. I don't know what they're called, but they're super cute. And here are the dried flowers. I've used a couple of them on my sister already, and myself, of course. So I'm gonna take green and just take a few of these out and put them in the direction I would like them to be. Just to give them a little something extra to see. It'll come out something like this. If you can see it. Get a little bit more green. Okay, all of those are in the way. I will say, if it's your first time using these, it may be a little bit difficult because they're so freaking tiny. It's adorable, but super tiny. And I'll get another color. I'm thinking, let's see, what would go well with the purple color? Maybe yellow? Some of these are already pre-cut, some of them are not, so I may have to cut a few. Honestly, these flowers make you feel cute, make you feel sexy, make you feel sassy. I mean, come on. These are butterflies, by the way, and I love them. So, you just kind of want to fill it in until you're satisfied. And I think after one more of these, I will be satisfied. Okay, now the whole thing. And so it's not exposing the whole thing. I'll just have the ends of these like so. Okay. If you think you're satisfied, you can go ahead and cure it. But what I like to do is just turn it over real quick, see if I like it. It's going to look blurry until you put it on your nails. And if I'm not satisfied with it, keep going. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video for a second till I can get it to where I'm satisfied. You know, I'm a little picky, as most of us nail techs are. We try to aim for perfection. So, 1 minute. Okay, also I am back, and what I did while I was off camera, got everything I wanted inside of my nail, and went and put this nail into the UV lamp so that it can cure and hold all of these flowers in place to prepare us for the next step. So once again, I'm going to take your nail dehydrator, dehydrate the nail, and then go in with your protein bond or primer. This is non-acid. It's not an acid base, but you still gotta be careful. Apply it over the full nail. Let it dry for a bit. And I will say this much. So we can see how long my nails are, but we can also see how short my natural nail is. So usually with this situation, especially because this shape coffin is not very sturdy, your nail can break. If your nails are this short and your nails enhancements would be this long, I would say, you know, try to go for a shorter nail. However, there are people who just want long nails. So, if you're having clients, let them know, hey, you know, I'm just going to want it ahead of time. They may not last as long as if you were to get them shorter, depending on how they live their lifestyle. That's just what comes with it. So, as long as you let them know, it's all good. Okay, so now we're going in with the hard gel base, and this is Young Nails, once again. And I did not let you know, but the full coverage nail tips are coffin shape, and they are from Makartt. I call them Makartt. A lot of people call them Makartt. Really, it just depends on how the heck you want to say it. You're free to pronounce things the way you wish. Okay, make sure it's not on the skin, and cure it. And while we're doing that, we're going to cover this mamma jamma, and we can put the base away now. I only had 2 nails, so it's fine. Put it away. Look, I'm struggling trying to put it on. Set it to the side. Anything you have, such as these things, or anything you have that you need to throw away, be sure to have a bag on the side, trash can on the side, whatever on the side, because these are single-use items. Be healthy. Throw all your stuff away, including your nail files, or you can give them to your clients. That's what we did in school. But please be sanitary, be safe, and look out for yourself and your clients. Yeah, so we're gonna go into once my nails finish curing. I don't really have like a 30-second lamp. My UV thing is like 60 seconds or 2 minutes. So I'm gonna just shut this thing off right now. We're gonna also put this to the side. I don't need that anymore. And all your non-porous items that you will be using, set that to the side, and again, be safe about it, and put it in a baggie or whatever you need until you're finished with your client. Once you finish with your client, you'll go ahead and clean your implements. I mean, that's just the right thing to do and the safe thing to do, so it's all good. Trust me, they'll keep coming back. A lot of clients will see you cleaning your items, they'll be like, okay, she's the one I gotta see, because she gonna take care of me. I feel I can be safe with her. Okay, so next thing we're doing is we're gonna go back over this with some hard gel. Put it thinly over it. You don't want your nail to be sitting on top of your natural nail looking crazy. I learned that the hard way. And with this part, I'm going to go from the cuticle area, work my way down this way. Okay, one of these things do not touch the base, I suppose. And so, it's a little lifted, but that's alright. We can deal with that. And just make your way over until you meet both ends of it together. Now, I'm looking a little crazy with this, dragging this build gel, but, especially because I said, you know, be careful with it. It can create bubbles, and a lot of times that will kind of deteriorate the strength of your nail, and that's usually when you're building, when you're sculpting your nail, using nail forms. So yes, do be careful in that sense. But since it's going to be underneath the flowers and everything, me personally, I don't think it's all that bad, so go for it. Now you want to make sure it's thin enough. And later I'm just going to put a little bit of gel at the end of that tip, but I need something to grasp onto while I put it on my own nails. Okay. Being sure to cover everything. And just put a tiny bit here. Okay. I'm going to wipe that because I'm doing it myself. Hold the tip like this. Line it up with your nails. Hold it down. And I will say the wise thing to do is have your lamp already on. So you could just adjust this and place this as you need it. And I'm in the lamp right now. I'm now realizing that I should have used maybe a little bit more gel toward the cuticle area. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I can't see completely while it's in this lamp. But while I'm in the lamp, I'm letting my other nail get a little bit more cured because I only flash cured it before. And be sure to be careful because if you're touching the hard gel underneath the nail and you pull your finger from underneath your nail and that hard gel is stuck to your fingers, you're going to have some issues with hard gel being on your nails, and you're going to have to file underneath your nails as well. Okay, so while you're under there, you're going to flip your nails like this under the lamp and let it cure from the bottom of your nails. It's not going to cure all the way through because, you know, the flowers are in the way. So, cure underneath your nails as well. I'm going to put this build away. And be careful, y'all, with the build because it can leak a little bit with any gel polish. in general, so just be careful with those. Make sure to close it tightly, put it in a cool, dark space. Your hard gel can harden if you leave it out in a heat spike place. So, as we're doing that, I'm going to just set everything. This is fine, I haven't used it. This is technically fine, I haven't used it. I mean, I have, but for something else. But this is my own personal nail file, so it's okay. Don't use your stuff on clients, and you'll be fine. Okay, so next we're going to do this. We are going to use Shine E. I know it's hard to see. Shine E gel. If you follow them, it's from Max Estrada, from Enel Couture, and also use the gummy jelly. If you've seen enough videos, you know what I'm doing. Okay. What I'm doing next is I'm going to apply gemstones. I'm not going to open this all the way. I'm just going to unscrew it, set it to the side. Because next, you have to get rid of that surface shine. It's going to look crazy, but it's for your benefit. So that your top coats or your polishes or whatever you need, I'm going to take this off camera, whatever you need will adhere to your nail. If you don't get rid of that shine, it's going to cause peeling and lifting with the polish. So if ever you have a client saying, hey, my nail polish is peeling off, what's going on, it's probably the reason why. I can't speak for all nail techs, but that's probably the reason why, and we're doing both nails. So, while I'm doing this, I'm going to explain a little something to you. These nails, gorgeous, but here, it's got a little something here. I didn't like the way I never liked the way nails look when you're using a clear nail. So I thought I would go in and use a pink gel from Young Nails. I'm not quite sure where I put it, but it's a pink gel from Young Nails, and I thought it would cover my nails and, you know, you couldn't see through it. That was a mistake, clearly. But it's always an easy fix. One thing, going underneath your nails and filing off that excess gel underneath. Second, if you don't like the way it looks up top, you can always put gemstones on it. I mean, that's fine. Or you can put a polish that's not see-through and you'll be fine. So, they look crazy right now, but it's going to be good. I didn't file off the tip here, so I'm going to do that right now. Alright. I noticed that some nail tips, not these ones in particular, but some nail tips do become weakened when you use rubbing alcohol to cleanse them, so be careful. And with any nail tip, including this one, never use acetone directly on this. It will eat it up, just like with what do you call them, with nail sets with acrylic. So clean that off, and I think I'm gonna just polish this first. We're using Makartt's gummy jelly, I'm sorry, not gummy jelly, that's another brand. We're using Makartt's Soak Off Jelly Nail Polish, the pink. Now with this one, it is beautiful, and the best thing about it, watch this, just this part, and that's probably even too much, just that part. Make sure to always close your caps, because mistakes happen and things fall over, and then you lose half your product because you didn't put your top back on. Okay, y'all, sorry. My fiance walked in while I was filming, so I do got a little bit here. So if you were wondering what the heck happened, that's what happened. So back to what I was saying. With this gorgeous jelly nail polish, watch this. This is the first coat, so this is always, I did originally have enough polish on here, but I had to wipe most of it off because it fell onto the side here. Again, because my fiance walked in, my bad. So, clean that off. Always be sure to have this sidewall clear of gel before you cure. So I'm going to add a little bit more. And I'm just using a regular paintbrush that I got in a set from Walmart. I've actually wiped nearly all the paint off of this. And this thing is just so daggone great. That it covers the whole dang nail. And I ain't even got no polish on it, so that's excellent. Okay, make sure to check my sidewalls and my cuticle area, make sure no paint is flooding over. And also putting my top back on this jelly nail polish. Don't let that spill over, girl. Or boy, man, woman, whomever is watching, I appreciate you all. I'm just clearing out my paintbrush so I can make sure this is clean. I'm not even sure I'm on camera. Hold on. Making sure this is clean here. Alright, and I'm going to just cure it. So I did the same exact steps with these butterflies as I did with the flowers. And they came out beautiful. I really love them. Again, the link will be in the description box once I find it. I did get these off Amazon as well. And they're just so beautiful. Okay, so depending on what you like, you can keep it as such. And I like it really jelly, so I'm going to keep it as is. And I'm going to go in with Finish Gel from Young Nails. I think it is super shiny, super glossy, like gel, actually. I mean, it is gel polish, but it's like gel instead of like, I don't know, it just gives a depth to it. I will say with this jelly, the paint seems to come off at times. It's not actually coming off, it's just like that sticky layer on top of your gel polish can wipe off sometimes. It's not doing it so much now, but it can at times. Get it all the way around the nail. I had a client once say, "Oh my god, thank you for painting the side of my nails. I guess the person that you had before only painted the front part, where you could kind of see it, and not the side here. So that was pretty dang funny. So to keep the shape, you're going to just wipe the sides, a little bit there at the end, so it can retain its coffin shape, and you're going to go ahead and cure that again to save time with the curing. You can do what I'm about to do next, and once the gemstones are all secured, you can also put on the top coat then, but I just felt like doing it now. So there you have that. Alright, so with the finish gel, you have to cure it for 1 minute straight for it to be fully cured. Now, I don't know what Makartt does with the gummy jelly outside of using it to secure gemstones. I really don't. But I'm assuming it's some kind of like thicker gel, like the concealer pink synergy gel that Young Nails has. I'm not quite sure what he uses it for, but today I'm going to be using it for this. So, get a nice scoop. What I like to do is just wipe it on the side and then collect it on the tip of my brush. And you can just use it like this if you're doing your own nails. By the way, I love that freaking yellow right there. That's beautiful. And just twist the brush a little bit. I'm going to clean it off because I found a little piece of right there. So you're going to just work it just like you did with the other gels. Work it around just the edge, only where you're going to put the gems. If you don't know where you're going to put the gems, just do the perimeter of the cuticle area. And be sure not to get this on your skin. You can have reactions to it, so please be careful. I usually won't have it near the cuticle. I'll have it just off the cuticle area, a little bit further down here, and then the brush can do its magic and push it back into place. So next thing, we're going to use the shiny gel. I like to use it to where it's only a little bit. See, that's not even that much. It's not even running. Only a little bit. Tap it onto the gummy jelly. I'm just moving that out the way. And then, let's see, get into the and glide it down. So daggone gorgeous. Don't y'all love a top coat reveal though? Tap it where the jelly is. And just paint your nail like you would regularly paint on the top coat. Okay, close the top. Y'all, I'm not playing. Y'all think I'm joking with that. Always cover your stuff back up, because there will be a time when you drop something and it'll be your glitter, your gel, anything. And you'll be like, dang, she told me, didn't she? And I'll be like, yup. Alright, clean around that area. I'm just using a crayon. And because this nail is larger, I'm using the larger gemstone than I use on this finger. And just set it up however you wish. I love stone placing because there's just so many different things you can do with it. It's so much fun you can have with it. And I will send y'all a link to these stones as well. Honestly, they don't look like much now, probably on camera. But real talk, y'all, these things be shimmering and shining. They're not Swarovski, but I will say they second best, if anything. And the price is much better. I like to crown my nails, I'll say. To crown it. To put a little... Now, I don't usually push my gemstones around. I usually use the other side of the silicone wand to push my stuff with the dotting tool, because the crayon can still have like gel from when you first place it. So, look how cute those are. Isn't that cute? They shimmer now, but when you're in the sun, oh my goodness. You're going to be solid in profile. Do I want that? No, I do not. Stone placements, always be fancy, always have fun. It's your moment to be different, you know. Not be like everybody else and look like everybody else. Do your own thing. Alright, so you're going to push these stones down into your gummy. Okay. And I think I'm going to put just a little bit more on this side, because that's just how I do, the nail lady style. And I'm going to put a larger one. Alright. I don't like that buildup that they have when you put the stones down. So I'm going to take my shiny gel polish, empty the entire brush of polish, top coat I should say, empty it all, and just go around here, just kind of loosen up that bulk that makes it look all ugly. I mean, if it don't look ugly to you, don't worry about it, who cares? But for me, that's my personal preference, and this is what nail art is all about, expressing who you are and what you like. So, just wipe underneath, get that excess off, and then cure. And this is another, I believe this is a 1 minute cure for the shiny and the gummy jelly, but let me take a second look so I'm not staring y'all wrong. Cure 1 minute under UV and 36 seconds and then LED. And you're all good, y'all. So while we're curing, I'm going to just re-list all of the things we used today. We got shiny from Max Estrada at enailcouture.com, as well as the gummy jelly. It'll probably be in a different pot. I know he's changing up his styles. We also have protein bond non-acid adhesion with young nails, jealous pH bond, the pink soak off jelly polish. It's crystal rose red. I didn't know that name was on there, but yeah, crystal rose red. And just the base and build for young nails, synergy gels. and I'll have to link the flowers and the crystals. I will say I love Makartt and I love Young Nails. I rep hard for them, and I had Young Nails starting in school, and they haven't let me down. I've been graduated since 2000. Well, I started school around 2016 or 17, so it's been a couple of years, and I'm still a huge fan of theirs. Okay, y'all. So this is how it turned out. I really hope you liked this video, and I hope you learned a lot. And thank you for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.